DZRJ now brings you an interview with one of our newsmakers.
Yes, I'd like to welcome back to our program Congresswoman Mitos Magsaysay. Mitos, good morning.
Good morning, David. Good morning to all the listeners of DZRJ.
Thanks a lot, Mitos. We have several issues to talk about as we discussed yesterday. First of all, minority boycotted the budget hearings, right?
Yes, we did. We didn't show up in the budget. Actually, it was a budget briefing.
Right. And so basically the minority carried out its threat. And as we discussed yesterday, it's clearly about the non-issuance of pork barrel funds.
Yeah, basically it's in protest because 14 of us have not received a single cent yet, and 16 have not received their full entitlements as compared to the others in the majority, and only 4 got their full entitlement in the minority.
You didn't attend that briefing, but was there any explanation given by budget officials why this is so?
Actually, one of our members, Congresswoman Cagas, didn't know that the move to boycott the hearing, so he went there to the budget briefing yesterday, and I think, well, basically Secretary Abad said maybe we did not comply with the menu that they laid out. But you know, David, we're already third termers. Don't you think we don't know what is allowed and what is not allowed as far as our PDAS is concerned? So the excuse given was really flimsy. And I think in the end, Congressman Carlos was able to wangle a promise, so-called promise from Butchabad that all entitlements for the district will be released. But the question is when.
The question is when, and there are any strings attached.
Yeah.
That's another problem.
So until the time that we have not received, they have not released our entitlement, we will not be attending the budget process.
All right.
It's not the budget hearing,
right?
Because they still have not filed the bill to sponsor the budget for 2012.
So it hasn't been submitted, you're saying?
What's that?
The budget for next year hasn't been submitted to the House?
It has been. They haven't sponsored the bill yet.
Oh, okay.
For the budget process
to
start. So yesterday was just a briefing.
Sure. All right, that's clear enough. Let's move over to this other issue, Mitos, and this is very predictable, of course, that the minority of the House gave Aquino a 0 score for the SONA.
Oh yeah, yesterday Congressman Goodman delivered his anti-SONA speech because he mentioned a lot of things were in the president in delivering the promises that he made during the first SONA, and he also mentioned the state of the nation as in the eyes of the minority.
But isn't this a bit extreme? A 0 score out of 100?
Well, that just goes to show that probably there are a lot of promises that he made that he did not fulfill. So, as far as the minority leader Edward Lagman is concerned, he said that if you did not fulfill a promise, then I'll give you a 0 for that.
All right. Now, the third issue, the one, of course, you were very interested in, as we discussed yesterday, Mitos, was this thing about the disappearance of over 2,000 containers, customs from Manila to Batangas.
Yeah,
what happened to that hearing?
That hearing took the whole day from 9:30 to about 3:30 in the afternoon. It was very blatant that the people in the Bureau of Customs were lying through their teeth while they were under oath in the hearing yesterday. First of all, Commissioner Alvarez has a memorandum circular which says that all transshipped containers for transshipment should undergo X-ray imaging, and that the printout should be included in one of the documents that has to be brought to the transshipped port.
Yes.
But the problem is, out of 2,219 containers, only about 57 containers underwent the X-ray imaging and the rest did not go through it. So how will the customs people know what's inside the container, whether it's high consumption goods, contraband, etc., if you do not subject the container through X-ray? So that's the first violation that...
so did they confirm this, Mitos? They confirmed this, that only 57 underwent X-ray?
Yeah, 57 out of the 2,219 containers that have to go through mandatory X-ray.
And they admitted this?
Imaging.
And they admitted this?
Yes. It
Wow.
was admitted in the hearing. And they were starting to point fingers. When I asked who's responsible, it's supposed to be the deputy collector, foreman, and MICP, who should ensure the containers go through the and apparently another excuse was given is that they did not memo coming from the commissioner's office that they have to subject these containers to X-ray. Don't you find that even what a inefficient agency this is?
Right.
Second, it was already clear to the chief as far as whether they received the containers or they delivered the containers, because we were able to find the testimony coming from the work finger saying instead of the company to the port of Batangas,